Hey everybody, it is Wendy and I am here to do the cover reveal of my book, From Jersey to Me, The Awakening and Healing of a Goddess. So I want to share this with my other page so that, it's on my other page. So if you give me a second, I am going to do that really quickly and then we will get started. So one moment. I'm not going to drag this out. I'm going to make it simple and easy breezy, but I just wanted to be able to share this to my other page really quickly. One moment. I haven't used Be Live in so long. It's getting me some time to get used to. So let's see. On my timeline, tune in now for the cover reveal from Jersey to me. Okay, so I guess it's showing up on my timeline in other places too. So tune in now for the cover. I'm just waiting. Jersey. That typing sounds terrible. Excuse me. To me. Okay, so okay. I wanted to just share my vision. So showing my vision up my timeline in other places too. Please let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me. Can you hear me? Type something. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please, you're free to type in the box. Just let me know if you can hear me. That would be great. Hey, Tamika, let me know if you can hear me because I can't even hear myself. Hi, Sissy. Hey, cousin, you can hear me. Woo woo. Hey, Shan Shan. Hey, Pupster. Okay, so I got somebody, so I don't feel lonely. So I'm just gonna get started. If you can hear me, please, you're free to type in the box. Just let me know if you can hear me. Okay, so now I'm hearing double. So I have to. Hey, Tamika, let me know if you can hear me because I can't even hear myself. Hi, Sissy. Hey, cousin, you can hear me. Okay, I think I stopped it. Okay, so first, wanted to talk about the vision. So in May of 2016, I had been studying, beginning in 2012. I know it was when I started my hair. In May of 2012, I just started studying health. I had health issues and I wanted to try to figure out my health issues. And I was getting just a lot of information, really good information that I hadn't heard before about health. And so, fast forward to May of 2016, and every single time I would hear the people talking about this really good information about health. So what I'm talking about, good information about health, I'm talking about how your emotions play a role in your health, how you not letting things go, you not drinking water, you not eating well, you not sleeping well, how you not exercising has a role on your health. That on top of the genetics. I had never heard that before. I had just always thought that if you had something, it was because maybe your family had it or you just had it. And so I was hearing this information, but what I was very aware of was that there was nobody who looked like me on the stages. Now I'm talking about for years, I would hear this information. It was usually online. It would be a 9-10 day summit, 2 or 3 lessons a day, talking about epigenetics, talking about cancer, talking about all these things. And a lot of the healing modalities that they were talking about seemed kind of simple. And it also seemed like it wasn't just about medicine. And some of it was talking about maybe the doctors don't have it right all the time. So like if you need to go to the hospital because you fell, you broke your arm, then you go to the hospital. But on a normal basis, if you think about people who are have of African descent, we weren't even allowed to go to the hospitals back in the day. So our grandparents knew how to, great greats, they knew how to take care of us at home. And a lot of these modalities that they were talking about were like that. So now I'm standing there in the bathroom on this day. It's it's May of 2016. And I'm like, how come none of my people know this? And how come who they are calling the pros are not a part of this panel or these numerous panels? So I was like, I was just like, I was mad. And then a voice in my head said, well, why don't you tell them? And I was like, what? Why don't I tell them? I'm like, nobody gonna listen to me. So I just got excited about it, but I was a little leery about it because I was like, who am I gonna tell? Because I have all this information now. At this point, I had been studying and absorbing this stuff for like 4 years. But then I was just like, who's gonna listen to me? So it just said, you do it. So, okay. So then I go to my girl Anisha's house. Shout out to Anisha. And I tell her this while sitting at her living room, at her dining room table. And she says, let's do it. And I'm like, let's do it. Oh, okay. So we pretty much came up with what we called the Goddess Awakening and Healing Summit. Okay. So that was in May of 2016. And this was my original logo. Now, mind you, it took me forever because I had this vision in my head. I wanted this lady coming out of a lotus, and I wanted her to have like a fro, and I wanted her to be, for us to know that she had African features, and I wanted to have the name of it, but I wanted it in a circle. Like I had all these things. So we got on Fiverr, right? A cheap place. I got on Fiverr, and I had this lady from some European country trying to make my thing, my logo. And you see what I got here, right? So time went on, and then Anisha and I both got busy with life. And so now I'm giving you the evolution of like how this came to be. So we went along with life, and I just really didn't get too much into it. So I kept studying though. And then at some point, I was just like, this is what I want to do. Like it felt good. It felt like it should be something that I would want to do. So, and if y'all are still there, give me some hearts, give me some love, give me some thumbs up, something. So I'll know that you're there. So I went to school for it. So I went to the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, and I went to study what they call holistic nutrition, right? So I got certified. It took a year. It was very intense. And we talked about things related to the mind, the body, and the spirit, because that's what holistic is. You might see it as integrative, but it's holistic medicine. Hey, Jay. So I was taking these classes, and it was just resonating with me. And it really was talking about what the people had been talking about for the years before, about sleep, about water, about exercise. Hey, Carm, about just some of the basic things that we don't know, but then also some very, yeah, you made it. That's Carm. Some very esoteric things like Wi-Fi safety, and not using the microwave, and how your family's history can affect you, but not as much as we think. They call that epigenetics. So I'm like tripping, learning all this information. I'm so excited. So then I moved from the Goddess Awakening and Healing Summit was supposed to be a 7-day thing. The people that I knew, the people that I had been working with, to help me heal and help me heal the issues that I had. They were going to come on. My holistic doctor was going to come on, and then it just fell through. Okay. So then keep on moving. Then I got to this, which was the evolution of my vision. And many of you, if you have followed anything that I have done, you have seen this logo. This is when I graduated and I created the Goddess Awakening and Healing Sanctuary. And that is actually my full-time business. That's my gig. And that is sharing all this information because the voice said, why not you? So I was like, but I have some health issues. Why me? Who gonna listen to me? I'm still dealing. And then the voice was just like, you know, you could be the mirror and the guide. So I am the mirror guide. I'm the mirror because I still have some of these challenges, of course, because I'm human, but I'm a guide because I have this extra information and I want to share it, especially with melanated people, right? So there we were, the Goddess Awakening and Healing Sanctuary. I was having goddess gatherings and having all this, all these events. I had them in New York. I had here in DC. I actually got hooked up by one of my girlfriends and I did some professional development with her school in Harlem. Like I could talk about it forever because I just love all this information. So, but over the years, I've just been, I have stories just like every other person. Everybody has a story. And what I learned was if you don't tell your story, somebody else will. So a guy that I used to work with told me one time, if you do not have a seat at the table, then you are the lunch. And I was like, I ain't trying to be nobody's lunch. I'm trying to not even have a seat at the table. I'm trying to set my own table and invite other people to my table. So I was just like, Ty, hey Ty. So here we go. I'm working this, but then I've always known that I had a story. And my mom always told me that I had a story. And she said, Wendy, you should be a writer. You should write. You should tell people stuff. So then I started the FromJerseyToMe.com blog. And I was documenting how I was feeling. And then I was trying to go find myself. I'm an adoptee and I wanted to always know why I look like this, why I got these hands, why I got these eyes, this skin color, this hair, who am I? So I was traveling around the world and I was on my own eat, love, and pray. And I was just doing whatever. And, part of that is in the book of what my journey was. And so I stand before you today, still working on myself because it's an evolution. We are ever evolving. So I want to say that to everybody who's listening, that we are ever evolving and healing. Healing is what it is, and it happens in layers. So if you think about an onion unpeels layer by layer. You unpeel one part of that joint, and then there's still something there. And that's kind of how it is with healing. But what I want to say is you don't always have to get stuck in healing. And what I was doing was I was kind of being stuck and I got to heal, I got to heal, I got to heal. And the voice came back and was like, it's time to activate. So it's and both. You heal and you activate. You know things, you can do things, you can share. You don't have to just be waiting to heal because I'm perfect and we are all perfect just as we are. Even if we have some things going on, we are still perfect as we are. And so in the spirit of activation, I was like, my mom was like, write a book. And then I was like, I can write a book because I got stories to tell and nobody else is going to tell my story. And everybody has a right to tell their story from their perspective. So I just want to say that if any of you have something in you that you want to share, you have the right to, and you do not need permission from anybody, nobody, to tell your story, whatever it is. And sometimes when people know they did you dirty, they don't want you to tell the story. And so sad, too bad, because that's just what it is. So I'm getting this out. And so in the spirit of evolution, so I am on the road to 45. I'll be 49 in a few days, October 26th. And when you turn 49, you get an entire new body genetically. The cells regenerate. So every 7 years, you get a new body. So 7 times 7 is 49. So I will be getting a new body at 49. And new thought patterns, new things will be happening. We're going into the year 2020, which is a whole nother energetic level of awakening and healing. So I'm trying to be ready. So I had this vision. So remember, you saw the vision with that little raggedy thing that lady gave me, that first little logo, not so much. Then I created this, but then the 2020, the 49, that means I'm on some upgrade. That means I am upgrading. We are all upgrading, but I know I'm upgrading. So I'm taking the energy and I'm moving with the upgrade. So now, instead of this, I have created this. This is my own logo. I have become my vision. I am my vision. I have expanded my vision. I upgraded my vision. And so now, for those of you who have known my logo in the past, that's me. I have created that. So now also Ty is on the call. You'll see her name as Ashiba. She is the Queen Brooks. She took this picture of me and I was able to incorporate it into my new logo. So I'm rebranding my whole joint. I am brand new. I am upgraded. And so I wanted to share the elements of the logo with you so that you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So if you give me 2 I'm stepping into that and I'm stepping into it unapologetically. I am a goddess. Okay, so you are too. Um, then the awakening part. So if you notice, my eyes are closed, but I got that third eye open. As I've been studying over the years, I'm feeling like my third eye is opening and I'm learning, and it's an ever evolving process. It's an ongoing process. So awakening, the definition is moving away from the status quo and old ideas, concepts, spiritual systems, relationships, and jobs that do not serve you. Awakening to our passions, our destiny, and our purpose, and remembering who we are. So we were always the gods and the goddesses. We just have forgotten, because look at the stuff that's going on every single day. If you were to sit and watch the news all day, you could really, really, really forget who you are. You don't want that. So this is the awakening. So that is the third eye. Then the healing. When you awaken, you start to heal because you start to see things differently, and you like, whoa, you get to see it differently. So you're breaking free from past traumas and the unknown. Now look, some of this stuff we brought on ourselves. I know I have. I'm a Scorpio, so I'd be like, ready to, with my ego, ready to like defend myself, always on the deflect, but on the defense and the deflect. But as I've matured, I'm learning that that's not how I need to be. But then the other thing is, some of this stuff is passed down ancestrally. So I want to stop there for a second, and I want to share my my altar, which is behind me. These are my ancestors. These are my grandparents. So when you read my book, the first chapter is about my ancestors. And it's about how much they loved me and how much they cared for me. This is on my mom's side, my adoptive mom's side. It's grandmommy and granddaddy, auntie and uncle George, grandma Grace, and grandma Virginia. I also have some sand from Cameroon because I traced my biological, I'm adopted, so I trace my biological family on the maternal side to Cameroon. And on the paternal side, the grandmother is from Sierra Leone and then the grandfather is from Germany. So I don't have anything German up there, but I have my Sierra Leonean bracelet up there that my Sora Isa gave me. And then I have the sand that I went to the beach. And you'll read all of that when you read the book. So that's why I'm sitting here, because my ancestors got my back. They have my back. And shout out to Ty, because she works with African Ancestry. Shout out to Gina, Gina Page from African Ancestry, for having this kind of technology to be able to help people to figure out where they're from. Now, the gold crown, we know what the crown symbolizes. The crown symbolizes power, victory, honor, glory, wealth, success, and status, achievement, wisdom, and enlightenment. We deserve all those things, and a deep understanding of the self and the soul. Okay? So that's what that stands for. And then the Sankofa symbol, which you see me holding in the middle, it is a Dinkra symbol, and it's Ghanaian, and the Ghanaian translation is "go back and get it." So it is me reminding myself to go back and get what was lost, to remember that I'm a goddess, to remember that we are supposed to be, that we are powerful, to remember that we are supposed to be healthy and happy and supposed to have money and supposed to be chilling and not supposed to be stressed out and all those types of things. So that's the Sankofa. Go back and fetch it. Go back and get it. Bring the knowledge back to the people, just like the voice in the mirror that day that said, you tell them. So that's me. I'm telling anybody who will listen. So thank you for listening. And then the pink lotus flower. So I know my sorors might be like, nice logo, Wendy, pink and green. And I have had a lot of jokes about this. Howsoever, healing is way more powerful and way more meaningful than some old colors. So let's be clear, okay? The color is the pink lotus flower. So let me tell you about the lotus. The lotus closes at night, sinking underwater, re-emerging and blooming each morning, symbolizing rebirth. Just like us, though we have trials, we still rise and get ready to take on the task ahead every day. So that's the whole deal with my logo and the symbolism of it. So I wanted you to understand the symbolism of it, okay? So if you love it, give me a heart, give me a thumbs up. And then today is the day. Today is the day for pre-ordering From Jersey to Me. And so the book is on sale. And like I said, it's pre-order. So if you go to wendycherry.com/book, then you will be able to order a copy. For right now, they're $20 because I'm eating the shipping. But after that, they will be $24.99. But if you see me in person, then I'll give you one once they get printed in November. So they're not printed yet. And then I already have dates to go to do book reading. So I'll be doing some here in the DMV. So if you want to host me at a book event, it's a workbook. So that's the thing. There's journal prompts. There's exercises that help you to kind of dig and figure out where you are and being honest with yourself. And that's what we kind of talk about in the Goddess Gathering. So it's called the Awaken and Heal Tour. So if you go to wendycherry.com/book, you'll see all that information there. You can order your book. And then for the finale, I decided if I'm gonna write a book, why won't I just be on the cover? So if I can find it, here is my cover. cover. And so she's under Buttered Lemonade, Hot Buttered Lemonade or Buttered Lemonade on Instagram. And she's the one who did the cover. So again, thank you so much for all of your support over the years. Thank you, Tamika, for listening to all 38 of my episodes. Thank you, sister Shan Shan, for buying all my stuff. Thank you, Pup. Thank you, Ty. Ty been holding me down because my little website wasn't working the other day. I'm like, Ty. And then she just got right on it and she fixed me up. So thank you so, so much. And Carm, thank you for reading a few chapters and make sure I'm straight and make sure I'm not confusing people. So everybody who's here, thank you for your time. I won't hold you anymore, but just go to that book, wendycherry.com/book. And please share with everybody you know. And I look forward to seeing you at the next or at the first or at one of the many goddess gatherings where we're going to have talk about the book and do our work in the workbook and just enjoy each other. So thank you again. And so I'll talk to you next time. Peace.